Conflict isn't always a bad sign in relationships, but how you handle and approach conflict can be. In this session, we'll explore how to protect and actually strengthen the connection while resolving a powerful disagreement. Even though conflict is famous for stirring up our anxiety, I'll share a story about how a powerful confrontation can actually create stronger relational connection. Enjoy. Chapter 7 is addressing conflict. Conflict is going to be, it's only going to happen when you have a relationship with another human being. So whenever two people show up in a relationship, there's an excellent chance that there's going to be disagreement. There's going to be something that happens that's disappointing, that's that hurts, that's frustrating, whatever. So how do we communicate through conflict and successfully end up with a stronger relationship as a result? That's what I'd like to talk about. And it starts with the goal that we choose. Remember, in earlier chapters, we talked about the right goal. The right goal between agreement or understanding. See, if we choose the goal, I need people to agree with me before we're going to be able to move on, then you've just set yourself up for disconnection and arguing. You've also communicated that people can't be themselves around you, they have to be you around you. And so when I make the goal understanding, I'm listening for something different than I already thought. I'm looking for needs different than I have because there's another human being involved here. I'm also going to choose the style of how I communicate in such a way that lowers anxiety. Remember, we talked about passive-aggressive communication styles. They all juice up the anxiety. They're all rooted in fear. They're ways of communicating in an attempt to control somebody else. But the assertive communicator is the one who's sending the message, you matter, and so do I. So there's two powerful people at work in this conversation. The key is really focusing on the connection. To prioritize the connection in a conflict, I'm going to remember that our relationship is at stake as we discuss this thing we disagree about. The quality of our relationship is under assault, if you will, when we disagree. So if we don't aim to protect it, then it could become the casualty of two people showing up in the relationship. Now, in order to have a successful conflict, I have to measure the strength of our connection. If we have a fragile connection, we're not going to be able to sort out this big, giant problem. I'm not really going to even have much influence with you. And so the goal is really to build that connection, create that connection, protect it, strengthen it, develop it, so that we can work out some pretty big disagreements, but protect that connection. It looks like something like this. Imagine that this is our relationship. Just stay right there. This is our relationship, all right? This is the strength of our connection right here. Now, Miriam, grab that, okay? Don't let go, all right? Okay, so I say, you know what? Where do you want to go to eat? Panera Bread. She'd like to go to Panera Bread, and I go, I don't want to go to Panera. I want to go to Chinese. We just disconnected over dinner. We just disconnected over where to go to dinner. So, okay, all right, okay, let's get our connection back. Okay, all right, okay. What do you want to watch on TV? An action movie. Oh, so do I. That's awesome. I want to watch a romantic comedy. Now we have broken our connection over dinner and a movie because it's so fragile. And so we end up with this situation. We're like, so what do you think about that? Yeah, okay, never mind. Let's not even talk about it. Let's not even talk about it. Okay, I was wanting to kind of go up. Never mind. Okay, let's not talk about that either. Well, actually, if we just kind of stand here, we're going to get disconnected. Why? Because the quality of our relationship has been something that we've never worked on our connection. We've never tended to this reality that we're different. I've never listened. I've never adjusted. I've never served. We've always tried to not break the connection because it's just always been so fragile. But if we spend some time working on this connection, and we end up with, go ahead and wrap your hand around it. We end up with a situation where we have a strength here. And we say, I really am afraid if the kids hang out with that person over there. And you think it's fine. And so we have a conversation where all of a sudden, I actually need you to listen, to stay connected, and to move from where you were to where we are now. Likewise, there's going to be a day when she needs something from me, and she pulls on it, and I don't want to move, but it's the connection, my desire to protect the connection, that's moving me with her. See, this is how we influence each other. Thank you very much. Let's all give Miriam a hand. That was beautiful. We pay close attention to the strength and the attention that we're giving to the connection. That allows us to put a bigger load on the relationship. I can put a bigger demand when I need something that you don't need. You don't need it. Conversations about sex, conversations about money, conversations about the children, about the in-laws. Now we can have a real conversation about what we need because of the strength that we've built into this connection. And I'll actually move. I'll find myself behaving differently to serve what it is that you need. You'll find yourself behaving differently to serve what I need because the strength of our connection that we've been working on. And that becomes a goal. And occasionally, that connection, even if it's really strong, something will sideswipe us that we just had no idea was possible to hurt us like this, and we get disconnected. I didn't see that coming. Other times, it's just we've been pretty fragile, and so it's disconnect, try to reconnect, disconnect, try to reconnect. If I could give you some advice about communicating, it would be that when you're disconnected, please don't try to work out the problem. Please don't say, we need to talk about this. We're disconnected. Do you understand the condition we're both in? Here's what we have. We have two people. When we get disconnected, that fear comes in and fills that spot. Now, we're going to try to work this out. Well, I think you care more about yourself than you care about me. And you think the same about me. And so these two people who are afraid of each other are going to try to work out what it is that they need. No, they're not. No, they're not. They're going to try to control the other person to produce what they need without being vulnerable, without protecting the connection, because they don't have one. There's nothing to protect. And so, please, when you find yourself disconnected and there's an issue, just take the relationship and put it above the issue. Make the relationship more important than the issue. Whatever it is, I don't care what it is, it's not more important than your relationship. Unless you don't pay attention. Because over and over we make these situations, we make these disagreements. We make money. We make the children. We make some issue more important than us. And so we serve the issue instead of the issue serves us. So please, work on your connection. And how do we work on a connection? Well, we talked about the love languages earlier. That's a great start. If Sherry and I end up disconnected and we know we got to work something out, I'm moving towards her. I'm like, okay, I need to listen well. This girl's a quality time girl. Okay, I need to hear her. I need to hear well. And maybe somewhere in the middle of her talking, I'll say, can I get you a cup of coffee? Because she's quality time and acts of service. And I want to send a message. I love you. I care about you, even though we got this big old giant thing to deal with. And somewhere in there, we may be sitting on the couch next to each other. Maybe her leg's touching my leg, because I don't know what it is, but when her leg touches my leg, I feel loved. I don't know why. I'm a touched dog. I don't know what it is. And she'll tell me, if she says she loves me to me, that goes in. It goes in because I'm an affirmation guy too. So touch and affirmation. Turn those on. Get some connection back. As soon as we get the connection back, we have the anxiety has dropped. Now we're feeling better. We're feeling like, whoa, okay. We got our connection back. We're listening. Anxiety's dropped. I have come to this conflict ready to serve. I've come to this conflict ready to adjust. I'm about to get some good information I didn't have, and I'm going to meet a need. I'm going to change the way I've been handling myself in the direction of what it is I know she needs. Maybe she needs to feel valued, because the way I handled that, she felt disrespect, and it hurt her. Like, okay, I have a disrespect mess to clean up with my wife. All right, I'm going to adjust. I've come here to serve. I've not come here to rule. And so in that place of humility, in that place of honor, I'm going to communicate to her that she is more valuable to me than the checkbook. She's more valuable to me than my free time. She's more valuable to me than how we handle this situation with one of my children. She's more valuable to me. And that comes from my willingness to adjust. It comes from my value, my willingness to serve.
It really addresses relationships, and that's all life is really, whether it's with your wife or with your family, with coworkers or strangers.
It's relative to every situation. I mean, I read through the book still, and I think that, whoa, this is happening with, my sister or, my friend at work or everything. And I think not just in a marriage relationship, but it gives you tools to kind of love others well, and just your friends and your family as well. So I think it was all around like an amazing asset for us.
So I got an email exchange with a friend of mine who actually is also one of my employees. And his name is Andy Mason. We've worked together for a number of years, and he's put together a series of conferences that are called Dream Culture, and he's just a super valuable team member, and I want him to feel powerful. I want him to know that I value him in our relationship. I want there to be honor flowing back and forth. And so some things happened, and I was in Hawaii without my wife, which is already a bad day, But if you got to do it in Hawaii, right? And I got this email. He says, "Hi, Danny. In our team meeting today, talking about a Dream Culture conference, Jason mentioned he was doing a wedding on Friday, and then Aaron, your assistant, mentioned you're doing a wedding as well and the preparation the evening prior. I felt disappointed that you were not going to be at what I believe to be a GTI event, which is what we do, a GTI. And even more so to hear it from your assistant. I appreciate you obviously trust us with this, but feel abandoned in the battlefield with no communication from headquarters. I'm not sure whether GTI is yours or ours, or you are nursing it along until you can offload it onto me, but this is no fun. I feel like you have given me the keys to the house of freedom and empowerment, but I still need direction and guidance and shaping to find my way around. Looking forward to hearing how you see this. Andy. Okay? So Andy's in big trouble, huh? Talk to me like that. Who's he think he is? Andy, I'm sorry that you found out this way. I forgot about the overlap. Poor communication on my part. I did see this as something you and Janine would primarily carry, and I didn't think I was creating a problem. I'm not wanting you to ever feel abandoned. I'm very much a partner and very sorry if you're not feeling that. I have no intention of offloading GTI onto you, but I do expect your leadership role to increase. We can talk more about this if you need to. I love you and value our partnership. Again, I'm sorry this came down this way. I understand how you would feel shocked and even hurt by my behavior. Please forgive me. P.S. Good feedback. Thanks so much for your response, Danny. I'd already forgiven you. I'm also learning to communicate more how I feel, what I need, both with you and also Janine and others. My default has been suppression and silence, and that doesn't build intimacy or trust or health. Thanks for hearing and validating what I feel and not just pointing out my own insecurities and fears. Relationship is really important to me. I don't want to just accomplish something great with GTI. I want to build strong relationships along the way. Anthony West said something to me the other day that challenged my alignment. Success in the kingdom is not about accomplishment, but about relationship. I don't want to just build my own thing or build something for you. I want to build with you. I love you, Andy. This is a confrontation. This is where someone's been hurt by someone powerful in their life. And they can either choose to just stuff it and let it fester, or they can bring it into the light. And this is the big challenge for us. The big challenge is that we live in the light together, that we bring things out, that I'm willing to trust you, I'm willing to put a demand on the relationship so that there will be adjustment, so that that needs can be met, so that there can be comfort in the relationship, so that the bond of trust can be built. This is a successful confrontation. This is what happens when we protect this bond deliberately. We do it on purpose.
After 25 years of marriage, and it's been great, really great, one thing that has evaded us is how to successfully have a discussion that isn't necessarily a conflict or an argument, but just where we don't quite see eye to eye, how to do that in a really constructive way. And I think Danny's book really was sensational. His whole idea of the goal is to understand and not to have to have agreement. And so I'm really looking forward to the next 25 years.
When you make your goal to protect connection, conflict becomes an opportunity to strengthen your most important relationships. Ask yourself a few questions. Am I aware of my goal going into confrontation? What is the strength of my connection with this person right now? Do I understand what they need from me? Make it a point to practice your listening and communication skills. Make connection your goal. It may be your greatest investment. As always, remember, keep your love on.